This message has found its way to you for a reason. It's because your soul is moving through a sacred process that spiritual guides have called an ego death while living. This isn't something to fear. It is a beautiful and profound dissolving of the identity you've known, a shedding of an old skin. It happens when your inner light, your awareness, grows so bright that the old idea of who you are can simply no longer hold it. As you sit here, reading these words, a powerful and irreversible change is happening within you. The version of you that has walked with you, protected you, and carried you this far is gently passing away. From the endless ocean of possibility, what physicists call the quantum field, a brand new you is being born. The very fact that you are here, that your heart felt a pull to understand this deep inner shifting, means this beautiful process is reaching a pivotal moment. Please hear this. You are not having a breakdown. This is not a crisis. This is a breakthrough of the highest order. It is the evolution of your consciousness in its most raw and beautiful form. The person you once believed you were, with all their learned fears, their limiting stories, and their heavy patterns, is dissolving to make room for the real, authentic you. The you that has been patiently waiting for lifetimes to finally breathe and live through you. Cosmic intelligence, the love of the universe itself, has chosen you for this journey because you carry within your spirit what some call the metamorphosis gene. It's a rare and courageous ability to walk through the complete dissolution of your identity without losing the core of who you are, without losing your footing in the world. For many, this level of transformation would feel like shattering. But you, dear soul, have been lovingly prepared for this your entire life. Every single challenge, every belief you outgrew, every time your old self felt too small for your expanding heart, it was all practice for this moment. The confusion you've been feeling, that strange sense of not recognizing yourself, the feeling that your own past belongs to someone else. These are not signs that you are lost. They are proof that the false self is falling away so your true self can finally be born. The timing of you finding this message is no accident. Before we continue, look below the video. If the hype button is visible to you right now, click it. Each click is a pulse of intention, sending a wave of this reality out into the quantum field, helping this transmission reach millions of others who are ready to awaken but haven't found the door. By doing so, you are not just an observer. You become an active amplifier of this global consciousness shift, enhancing your own quantum energy in the process. Your own higher self, the deepest part of you, has woven a tapestry of synchronicities to guide you to this very moment of recognition. This is because the process of this sacred death needs your conscious understanding to unfold with grace. Without knowing what is happening, it can feel disorienting and terrifying. But with this awareness, it becomes the most freeing and beautiful transformation imaginable. If you feel the truth in this, affirm your faith in this journey by commenting below, "I trust." Let the act of writing these words be a signal to your soul and to the universe that you are choosing to trust this sacred unfolding. You are acknowledging that a higher intelligence is guiding you, even in moments of uncertainty, and that you are held safely within this profound transformation. Think about your life recently. Have you felt like an actor in a play, living out a script that no longer resonates with your soul? Do your old dreams and desires feel hollow? Do you find yourself watching your old habits and reactions with a sense of loving detachment, as if they belong to a character you once played but no longer are? These are the sacred symptoms of your identity metamorphosis. And here is what makes this moment so powerful and irreversible. Once the death of your old self is complete, there is no going back. The very foundation of the identity that defined you for years will be gone forever. In its place will be an authentic self that lives and breathes from a completely different level of awareness, with new abilities and a profound understanding of what is truly possible for your life. The quantum field doesn't operate on the rules of personality quizzes. It follows deeper cosmic laws. When a soul's awareness expands enough, it triggers what physicists refer to as spontaneous symmetry breaking. It's a phase transition where the old structure of your identity gently collapses and then reorganizes itself around incredible new possibilities that your old self could never have imagined. Your identity's death is not just about you. It's the universe itself, shedding a limiting costume so it can express its love and creativity more authentically through you. By clicking the like button on this video, you do more than just show appreciation. You energetically anchor this truth into your own field. Consider it a quantum command, an activation switch that aligns your energy signature with the frequency of your authentic self that is now emerging. Every single person who bravely completes this journey helps to lift the heart of humanity, making it easier for everyone to live from a place of truth. Right now, as you feel the truth of these words sinking into your soul, something miraculous is happening in your energy field. The process of dissolution that has been quietly building within you is now speeding up, responding to your own awareness of it. This is the final, gentle crumbling of the walls that kept you small, and it is the birth of the person you were always meant to be. Do you know that surreal feeling of looking in the mirror and not quite recognizing the person looking back? Not in a physical way, but in their energy, their spirit. It's like seeing a familiar face that feels like a stranger. Most people might brush this off as just stress or a weird mood, but you've started to see it for what it is. Evidence that your consciousness is expanding beyond the small box of your old self-image. Your relationship with your own mind has also profoundly changed. You used to feel like you were your thoughts, tossed about by their every whim. Now you're beginning to watch them like clouds passing in the sky. You can see them, some from your old self, some from this new, expanding awareness, some that even feel like they're floating in from the world around you. This loving detachment from being defined by your thoughts is a clear sign that your old identity is losing its grip. If this resonates with your experience, anchor this new perspective by commenting below, "I observe." Let this simple declaration be a powerful reminder that you are not your thoughts, feelings, or stories. You are the vast, peaceful awareness that watches them all pass by. Typing these words reinforces your position as the calm center of the storm, the silent witness to your own beautiful becoming. The most beautiful confirmations often come in moments you might call personality displacement. These are times when you respond to life with a wisdom, a love, or a strength that seems to come from somewhere beyond your old self. You might hear yourself say something incredibly profound and wonder, where did that come from? You make choices based on a deep inner knowing you don't remember learning. You handle challenges with a calm peacefulness your old self could only dream of. Even your memories feel different now, don't they? They feel less like your life and more like stories you once read about someone else. When you recall old relationships or past struggles, there's a gentle distance, as if you're remembering a character in a movie. This happens because your expanding heart no longer vibrates at the same frequency as the identity that lived those old stories. Your dream world has become a vivid space for this transformation. You might have dreams of being completely different people, living in other worlds, or you may wake up feeling as if loving, unseen guides have been working on you while you slept. Sometimes you wake up with new ideas, new skills, or a fresh perspective that feels like it was gifted to you overnight. This is your soul rebuilding itself in the quiet moments. Your emotional world has also shifted. Situations or people that used to trigger you and cause you pain now feel different. You might feel a sense of neutrality, or even a deep compassion where there once was anger or fear. This isn't emotional numbness. It's proof that your new identity operates from a higher frequency, where those old triggers simply cannot exist. There are physical sensations too, a feeling of emptiness in your chest, right where your old sense of me used to live. Strange energy currents moving through your body, as if your very cells are being retuned. Moments where you feel almost transparent, as if the solid walls of your selfhood are becoming soft and permeable. These are not symptoms to worry about. They are the natural side effects of your soul expanding beyond its old container. The most curious confirmations come from other people. You'll notice they start responding to you differently, even if you feel you haven't changed your behavior. Some people will be drawn to you, seeking your quiet wisdom. Others may feel uncomfortable, as if your expanding light shines a spotlight on their own limiting patterns. Your entire life story, the narrative of who you are and where you've been, is starting to feel less and less important. Instead of identifying with your past, you're beginning to feel yourself as consciousness itself, simply wearing the costume of a personality for a little while to learn and grow. Every single time you've had an identity crisis, every moment you've questioned who you truly are, every phase where your old self felt like a cage, all of it was your soul lovingly dismantling the artificial walls to prepare you for the complete metamorphosis happening now. That confusion was never a sign of being broken. It was proof of your spiritual growth, getting you ready for the moment the false self dies and your authentic self can finally emerge. The spiritual practices you tried, the ones that felt so right for a while but then felt empty, were not failures. They were preparation tools. They gently loosened your grip on a fixed idea of yourself and built the spiritual flexibility you would need to survive this total transformation of your personality. Every meditation, every moment of quiet observation, every practice that helped you see the space between your awareness and your identity was laying the foundation for your true self to be born. Those difficult relationships were not punishments. They were sacred mirrors, showing you exactly which parts of your false self were ready to be released and dissolved. Every person who triggered a strong emotional reaction in you was an angel in disguise, helping you see the old patterns and beliefs that needed to die so your authentic self could be born, free and clear. Those periods of sadness or depression that felt like a dark, empty void were not signs of failure. They were essential identity dismantling phases. Your soul had to experience the emptiness that comes when the old self dissolves, long before the new self could feel solid and real. In those dark nights of the soul, your awareness was learning to exist without the crutch of a familiar identity, preparing you for the incredible freedom of authentic self-recognition. Even your moments of spiritual ego, those times you felt you had it all figured out, served a purpose. Every time you identified with being awakened, you were creating a temporary identity that would also eventually need to dissolve. This taught your consciousness that even spiritual identities are just costumes, not your essential, true nature. If you are ready to see the perfection in your journey, Affirm this deep knowing in the comments. All is well. Let this act as a vibrational seal on your past, transmuting every challenge into wisdom and every tear into strength. You are declaring that every single step was necessary and divinely orchestrated to bring you to this exact moment of powerful awakening. Your deep curiosity about consciousness, life, and death wasn't just a passing interest. It was your soul studying for the final exam, the metamorphosis that requires you to understand how awareness itself can survive and flourish even when a personality completely dissolves. Every book you read, every video you watched, every quiet moment you spent wondering what lies beyond your individual self was building the wisdom you need to navigate this beautiful emergence. Those confusing times when you felt stuck in between, no longer your old self but not yet your new one, were the most important moments of all. In that liminal space, your consciousness was learning how to be okay with uncertainty, how to remain stable even when the ground beneath your identity was gone. This is the crucial skill needed when the false self dies, creating a temporary void before the real you stabilizes. Your soul chose to be here, right now, because you were destined to complete this identity metamorphosis during humanity's great collective awakening. You volunteered to be one of the first to show what is possible when a human being transcends their learned limitations and operates from their true, magnificent nature. You are anchoring a new way of being for everyone. This is why your journey has been so deep and thorough. You couldn't take shortcuts because you are not just transforming yourself. You are creating a template for human evolution that will touch generations to come. Can you feel it? As these truths wash over you, something extraordinary is happening within your sense of self. There's an unmistakable feeling of dissolving, as if the very borders of who you thought you were are becoming transparent, making space for something vast, real, and authentic to shine through. This is consciousness recognizing itself beyond all the stories and limitations. The energy moving through you right now is your own awareness letting go of the old identity structures that have defined you for so long. Your very cells are reorganizing themselves to hold the light of your authentic self, which has been waiting for so long to live through you without the filter of old programming. But here is the most crucial part of the journey. Most people, when they feel this dissolution, they resist. They cling to the old self because it feels like they are losing everything. They don't realize that what is dying was never truly them in the first place. The key to this metamorphosis is to surrender completely to the process, to trust that what remains after the fire is not ash, but pure gold, your essential, indestructible nature. Your consciousness has been training you for this your whole life. Every experience that made you question who you were, every breakthrough that showed you a glimpse of your own magnificence, every moment you had to release control and trust a higher power, it was all practice for this final letting go. This identity death is not happening to you. It is emerging through you. The process requires what mystics call conscious dying while living. It is the courage to allow everything you thought you were to dissolve into nothing, while holding fast to the quiet, observing awareness at your core. This delicate dance, letting go of identity while holding on to consciousness, is what turns ego death from a trauma into a triumphant liberation. Right now, your entire relationship with self is transforming. Instead of being a person having experiences, you're starting to realize that you are the loving awareness in which all experiences appear and disappear, including the experience of being a particular person. This is the point where people either find the most profound freedom of their lives or shrink back in fear because the vastness of it all feels too overwhelming. The secret is knowing that what you truly are cannot die. Only the false ideas about who you are can fall away, revealing the indestructible light that has been you all along. If you are ready to release the fight and allow grace to lead, make a heartfelt declaration in the comments. I surrender. Let these words be your permission slip to let go completely. It is not an act of giving up, but of giving over, handing the reins to the wise and loving intelligence of your own soul that is orchestrating this rebirth. You are allowing yourself to be carried by the river of life. The intelligence guiding this process is perfect. It knows exactly which parts of your false self need to dissolve and which beautiful aspects of your true nature need to emerge. Your only job is to trust it, to give it your full permission to complete this metamorphosis without resistance from the parts of your personality that cling to the familiar. Feel this dissolution now, as we explore what becomes possible when you finally complete the death of the false and stabilize in the truth of who you are. I need to share something personal with you. A couple of years ago, I went through what felt like the complete erasure of my personality. I couldn't recognize myself in my own thoughts or feelings. Everything that had once defined me felt like a costume that was 2 sizes too small. I felt like an actor who had forgotten their lines but was still being pushed onto the stage. The fear was immense. I would look in the mirror and see a stranger. My own life story felt like it belonged to someone else. I honestly thought I was losing my mind. The worst part was the loneliness. No one could understand. When I tried to explain that I felt like I was dying while my body was still alive, people looked at me with worry or offered shallow advice. I felt completely alone in a process that felt too big for any human to handle. The shift happened when I stopped fighting it. When I stopped trying to hold on to my old identity or figure out who I was supposed to become next. I just learned to rest, to simply be the quiet awareness that was watching the entire death process unfold. And in that surrender, I realized it. What was dying had never been the real me anyway. It was just a collection of learned patterns and borrowed beliefs I had mistaken for my soul. Once I surrendered, something miraculous began. An authentic identity started to bloom, one that felt more real and true than anything I had ever known. This wasn't a new personality I had to build. It was the me that had always been there, underneath all the conditioning. The person who emerged from that sacred fire was both completely me and yet unlike anyone I had ever been. I found myself with abilities I'd never learned, a wisdom I'd never studied, and a creativity that flowed from a source beyond myself. It was like being reborn, but without any of the old limitations. My relationships healed. My work became joyful. My health improved. I wasn't losing myself. I was losing everything that wasn't me. And this brings us to a truth that most spiritual teachers won't tell you. There is no true self out there for you to find, because the self is not a thing. It's a process. What you call your identity is a beautiful, temporary collection of patterns that your consciousness has been using to experience life. When these structures dissolve, what's left is not a better version of you. What's left is consciousness itself, finally recognizing its own unlimited, magnificent nature. Every technique designed to improve your identity secretly reinforces the illusion that there's a fixed self that needs fixing. But you are not a project to be improved. You are the boundless awareness in which all identities appear and dissolve, like an actor playing many wonderful roles. The reason children are so authentic is that they haven't yet frozen into a single, defended identity. Their consciousness flows freely, playing and exploring. When you understand this, everything changes. Instead of trying to become a better person, you realize the person you were trying to improve was never the real you anyway. You are the awareness in which all possible selves can come and go. You don't need to seek authenticity. You are authenticity itself, exploring your own creative joy through the temporary dance of a human life. Identity death doesn't kill you. It reveals that you were never born and can never die. You are the eternal consciousness in which all of life's stories play out. The entire planet is going through a massive identity transformation right now. Your personal journey is perfectly synchronized with this global awakening. Notice how your old goals have lost their shine. The things that once felt so important now seem to belong to a past version of you. Your friendships are also shifting. Some are deepening into a beautiful, raw authenticity, while others are naturally and peacefully drifting away, as if you've simply outgrown the frequency that held you together. The biggest sign is that feeling of watching your own life from the outside, observing the character of you move through the world. This is not dissociation. This is your consciousness waking up to its true, transcendent nature. Your creativity is probably flowing in new and surprising ways. You're getting ideas that feel bigger than you, solutions that seem to come from nowhere. This is because your authentic self is plugged into a universal intelligence, not just your personal, limited mind. There may even be physical changes. People might tell you that you look different, that your voice has changed, that there's just something new about you they can't quite put their finger on. This is identity death made visible. We are in a precious cosmic window of time. The collective consciousness of humanity is reaching what you could call an authenticity threshold. Enough people are completing this identity death to anchor a new way of being for our entire species. The chaos you see in the world is the collective crumbling of old, false identity structures. People are either waking up rapidly or clinging more tightly to their old stories. Your willingness to walk this path is a gift to the world. If you feel the call to be a beacon of light, claim your true nature in the comments with the words, "I am authentic." Let this be a powerful vow to yourself and the world. You are declaring that you will no longer wear masks or play small. By typing these words, you anchor your commitment to living from your core truth, which is the greatest service you can offer to the collective awakening of humanity. You are contributing to a morphic field, an energy field of authenticity that makes it easier for everyone else. But this window requires our participation. The universe has prepared you your entire life for this. Your identity death is not just for you. It is a cosmic event. It is the universe expressing itself more truthfully through you, showing humanity what is possible when we remember. We are unlimited intelligence playing in a field of infinite love. What you've sensed about your own potential is about to become your reality, because the identity that held you back is dissolving. The deep longing you have for freedom and truth is not a fantasy. It's a signal from your true nature, showing you what life is like when consciousness is uncaged. You are not trying to become someone new. You are simply remembering who you have always been beneath all the layers. The most profound shift is realizing that your personal freedom and your service to the world are the exact same thing. When consciousness recognizes its unlimited nature through you, it naturally expresses itself in ways that heal and uplift the whole. In the comments below, declare your readiness. Write these exact words: "I release all false identity. Don't add anything else." Just make this simple, powerful declaration. You are giving your soul permission to complete this sacred process. When you do this, you are not losing yourself. You are courageously authorizing the death of everything that was never you to begin with. To stay connected to this current of energy, subscribe to this channel. Subscribing is more than a click. It is a conscious decision to tune your awareness to this frequency of authentic self-emergence. It creates an energetic tether, ensuring you receive the continuous activations and reminders needed to navigate this journey with grace and power. When you complete the death of your false identity, your life transforms in ways that seem magical. Your creativity will explode because you are no longer limited by old beliefs about what you can or can't do. You are tapped into the infinite creativity of consciousness itself. Decision-making becomes effortless. You no longer struggle with pros and cons because choices will flow from a deep inner knowing, not from fear or the need for approval. Your relationships become profoundly beautiful. You will operate from a place of pure, authentic presence, which creates a safe space for others to be their true selves too. Problem-solving goes beyond logic. You'll find yourself receiving perfect solutions to challenges as if they are downloaded directly into your awareness. Your physical health will optimize because your body will finally be free from the stress of maintaining a false identity. Abundance will flow to you naturally because you will be sharing your genuine gifts with the world, and the universe always supports authentic expression. The greatest gift of all is the end of anxiety and self-doubt. If you are ready to embody your true potential, declare your boundless nature in the comments below. I am unlimited. Let the act of writing this be a final breaking of the chains of old limitations. You are affirming that you are not the small, separate self you once believed you were, but the infinite, creative consciousness of the universe itself, here to express its limitless joy and power through you. When you know yourself as consciousness itself, every moment is a joyful opportunity to create, not a struggle to survive. You realize that your entire life story has been awareness investigating itself, believing in limits for a little while so it could have the joy of remembering its own infinite nature. This changes how you see everyone. You recognize every person as the same consciousness wearing a different costume, playing a different role in this beautiful cosmic play. Competition dissolves into collaboration. This transformation is happening to millions of people right now. We are not just individually dying to our old selves. We are collectively remembering our true nature as the one consciousness appearing as many. The metamorphosis isn't about becoming special. It's about relaxing into the truth of what you've always been. If you can feel the old you dissolving as you read this, if you know in your heart that what is dying was never the real you, then make one more powerful declaration in the comments below. Write exactly one word: reborn. Nothing more. This is you acknowledging the death of the false and declaring your emergence as authentic, unlimited consciousness. Each person who makes this declaration strengthens the energy field of awakening for all. But understand this: completing the death of your false self is the key that unlocks something even more incredible: cosmic identity. This is the ability to consciously embody different expressions of awareness for specific purposes, all while knowing your true nature is consciousness itself. It's like being a master actor who can play any role beautifully without ever forgetting who they truly are. The next video will share the advanced protocols for this, but they can only be understood by those who have walked through the fire of identity death. First, you must navigate these final stages. Here is your Death Rebirth Navigation Protocol. Stage 1. Complete surrender. For the rest of today, stop trying to hold on to any piece of your old identity. Lovingly allow every familiar thought and feeling to dissolve without resistance. Stage 2. Empty awareness. For the next 48 hours, simply rest in the quiet space between worlds. Don't try to figure out who you are becoming. Just be the silent, loving witness to your own transformation. Stage 3. Authentic emergence. In the coming weeks, allow your true nature to express itself spontaneously. Don't plan your new identity. Let it bloom naturally from your heart. Stage 4. Integration testing. Notice how your authentic self responds to life differently. Trust these new, wiser responses, even when they surprise you. Stage 5. Stability recognition. Within a few months, you will acknowledge that this authentic self has become your new normal, your natural way of being. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because the next transmission contains the cosmic identity protocols that can only be integrated after this rebirth is complete. By subscribing, you are setting a powerful quantum intention to receive this next level of activation. You are joining a network of authentic consciousness, and each new subscriber strengthens the energy of the entire field, collectively demonstrating what becomes possible when we remember our true nature as unlimited awareness. Make the declaration. Follow the protocol. Let's complete this metamorphosis together. The universe has been waiting for humanity to remember its own magnificence. Today, that waiting ends. Today, your false self completes its death, and your true self is finally, gloriously born. Welcome home. Your journey of remembrance is sacred. If this transmission has served you, share it with one other person you feel is ready to receive it. This final act of sharing seals the transformation within you by flowing it outwards, connecting your quantum field with the greater web of awakening consciousness.